What's good, y'all? It's your boy Mixtape Moth. If you are rocking with this content, please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. But today, I'm going to hit y'all with my thoughts on two Mickey Diamond projects that dropped at the end of 2022 called Gucci Ghost 1 and 2. Yeah, I know I'm super late on this, but I didn't tap into Mickey Diamond as an artist until the very end of 2022. But I see that he has been putting in work on the Detroit scene since about 2020. He's also a member of the Umbrella Collective. Now, Mickey Diamond had an insanely productive 2022, releasing 8 projects. However, the only two that I'm familiar with are Gucci Ghost 1 and 2, produced entirely by Big Ghost. Now, Big Ghost had this prolific 2022 as well, producing projects for artists like Conway the Machine, Knowledge the Pirate, J Skis, and Milano Constantine. But jumping right into Gucci Ghost, both albums were released in December, just 3 weeks apart. All the beats, of course, were crafted by Big Ghost, and the scratching came courtesy of DJ Suave. There is this Gucci fashion theme tied into both albums, either by the song titles themselves or references on tracks that are related to the Gucci clothing label and just the Gucci family in some way. And I couldn't help but think, had this project been released in 2019, I'm sure there was a good chance that Mickey Diamond would have been canceled. Each album contains just 10 tracks lasting approximately 33 minutes. So combined, it clocks in at a little over the hour mark, which isn't bad. But with that being said, starting with Gucci Ghost 1, track by track breakdown time. The opener, Crimes of Fashion, is just an interlude containing news reports of Gucci's assassination, and it serves to set the tone and introduce his Gucci theme. The first track, Invisible Man, has a sinister but punchy beat. Mickey Diamond is rapping like he has a point to prove, setting it off with hard-hitting bars. Two notable ones are, I turn a rap career into a 60-second news clip, and dudes ain't really spinning blocks that just sound okay. I also like the Pusha T vocal scratches, so yeah, as a whole, strong opener. Track 3, Vineyards in France, has a spooky mafioso quality. We get 3 vocal scratches on the hook, but then Nas, Vineyards in France, Yachts Out in Cannes line was the most striking. The following song, Icicles, is very icy and chilly, but most importantly, it samples the Godfather theme music, so it's hard to get more mafioso than that sonically. Here, Mickey is spinning some organized crime rhymes that would make Nas, Kool G Rap, and Raekwon proud. The hook also contains vocal scratches from the RZA and G Rap. Yeah, so basically, what's not to like? Afterwards is Stone Island Shooters featuring Pro Dillinger and Snotty. This has moody boom bap production, and as a whole, it's a solid track, but not one of my favorites from the project. Track 6, Mauricio's Ghost, has this symphonic instrumental that reminds me slightly of a couple of the beats found on Raekwon's Immobilarity. Well, the good ones, of course. You know, the dreamy cinematic strings that I'm talking about. There is the Nas vocal scratches, Gucci this, Gucci that, what you expect, ho. And I think that really makes it pop. Some lines that jumped out to me were, I like my cars like my clothes, all horses, and my Cuban is cool as the winter breeze. I'm built for warfare, Montclairs and stretched limousines. Next is The Answer to a Dream, which is just an interlude skit with more words from Gucci, and the Nas Gucci this scratching also accompanies the skit. The following, Deluxe Flux, is one of the highlights with its great head nodding production and raw rapping. I dug the mid-tempo, mid-90s style beat and the vocal scratches of Sean Price. Here, Mickey is flexing his skills and staying criminal minded, dropping bars like, and you think it's all metaphors and sample loops until I put some chicken on your noodle like it's Campbell's soup. The subsequent track, GG Buckets, is another bar-heavy record with a jazzier and quirkier beat. Some of my favorite Mickey Diamond lines on this album are found on this track. He states, could talk about the plugs I met too, on some Benny shit. Lime green Balenciaga's glowing while he Henny sips, still lighting trees up like it's December 25th. Then Volume 1 concludes with Chain Gretzky, which offers more of Mickey's witty braggadocio over a grimy, grungy backdrop. Transitioning, of course, into Gucci Ghost 2, This thing jumps off with Tax Invasion. It's an intro that also samples the same Godfather theme music. Track 2, Paulo's Ghost, is another highlight. The organ, the hypnotic vocal sample, and the scratching were all pretty fire, and Mickey glides effortlessly over the smooth Big Ghost instrumental, reminding us how much of a problem and a hellraiser he is on the mic. Track 3, Vanity Fair with Huss Kingpin and Mondo Slade, slows down the tempo a bit with its haunting ethereal production, and this beat sounds like it was tailor-made for Huss Kingpin, but overall I felt Huss and Mickey Diamond were the strongest of the three featured. Right after is Gucci Godzilla, where Mickey Diamond likens his lyrical destruction to that of Godzilla, and we're getting this wailing electric guitar riff that's kind of unique. I do feel though there is this nerdy quality to this record, but I still thought the production went hard. Afterwards is the Posse Cut Gold Grill Villains with Eddie Kane and Mooch of the Cloth, and it's set to a mellow mid-tempo instrumental, and I found Mooch's voice to be less energetic than usual, but it wasn't a problem, as I feel, you know, it was a pleasant switch up, and the vocal scratches from AZ were top notch. Can't really go wrong with AZ vocal scratches. Following this is Aldo's Interlude, which features some words from Aldo Gucci as well as bars from Mickey over dusty drums and a booming bass guitar. The track Nowhere to Run is a dope change up where we get more introspection and philosophical bars from Mickey, something that I wouldn't have minded more of, to be honest. And I also like the elegant but somber Spanish guitar, and the hook was one of the few that didn't have a lot of scratching, which was a welcome change up too. Track 8 is Dapper Dan Warsuits, where we get this drumless rock tinged beat that managed to sound interesting. I just like the melancholy and psychedelic tone. The second to last track is Blood on the Runway, which features members of the Umbrella Collective getting busy over an orchestral boom bap beat. Each member's performance was cool, but Mickey proved to be the star of the show once more. And I also dug Junior Reed's One Blood vocal sample, Blood. Then the project wraps up with Death by Designer, which ends things on a strong note with the same sample used on the Firm Fiasco. I found it very fitting for a mafioso themed project to end with this exact sample. So overall, I'm gonna give this project a rating of 4 mics. Mickey Diamond demonstrated his hunger and his skill set throughout these 2 albums. He's got a good overall consistent gruff voice and a confident delivery. As a lyricist, he can come across as very straightforward, but also a little clever. I thought he and Big Ghost made the most of the whole Gucci concept theme. So while it's not the most original concept in the game, and it may feel like a page out of West Side Gun or Griselda's playbook, Mickey still managed to make it fresh and interesting enough. And I will say the theme in the Gucci skits did add some consistency and continuity to these 2 projects as a whole. As far as Big Ghost production was concerned, I did enjoy quite a few beats, and altogether I felt he delivered, possibly providing some of his most attractive production from 2022. I guess the only thing that I would have liked to see more of was more variety to the hooks, as most were dominated by vocal scratches. Now, hear me out. As much as I love vocal scratches in hip hop, Mickey and DJ Swab and Big Ghost might have OD'd on that scratching just slightly here, if that makes sense. But both projects could have been one full album, and they hardly had any skips. I would say though that I found most of my favorites to be on volume 2. So yeah, at the end of the day, I was glad that I gave these 2 projects a listen. Consequently, I do plan to check for future Mickey Diamond releases. I feel that if you like mafioso rap and fashion rap and cinematic production, then this is definitely a must listen. My favorite tracks include Icicles, Mauricio's Ghost, Deluxe Flux, GG Buckets, Paulo's Ghost, Gucci Godzilla, Nowhere to Run, Dapper Dan Warsuits, and Death by Designer. Let me know what you thought of these 2 projects in the comment section. It's your boy Mixtape Moth. I'm signing out, but please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. As always, it's peace and blessings. Mickey Diamond, Big Ghost, Gucci 1 and 2, 1.